Hey everyone, sorry. Well, obviously I said I would end it and I would leave, but actually, you know what? I'm just going to give you a battle. Here we are. We have the defense of Athens. This is just an extra little piece because I want to try and squeeze out as much fun as I got here in my dorm. My crappy little dorm room. So let's just fight this one out, and I have a feeling that this will be a pretty successful defense. Despite the odds, because I have a plan and I know how to pull this one off because I've done it many times. So I will show you now. Yeah, it's funny, obviously, every time you think you set a timer and you think you're good to go, your mind starts sending off its own mental clock, and you get all paranoid and you're like, what the hell, and things don't work out the way you want them to. So I am going to show you some little tricks here that you can do. I mean, I'm sure lots of you are aware of how to defend your cities properly, and especially at a time like this, especially as the Ottoman Empire, where you really begin with not very fantastic warriors at all. You know, even these basic Venetian troops are on par with my Ottoman ones. So I'm going to make the best of the situation, and I'm pretty sure I'll come out on top. Now, of course, we all heard this original cockiness at the beginning that led me to defeat outside the walls of Georgia. But you see what I mean? You know, you could suffer a defeat, but really it's a victory in the long run because I just whittled them down heavily. Now, what's annoying as well is, since I do not have any defenses, I don't actually defend a fort. So what I'm doing is I'm just defending the actual town itself, and also that proves to be a little problematic, as you have a lot of these guys, these firelock armed populace, and they're only really good for like meat shield, and they're just, you know, good to like scare off people. So since I'm defending, I'm going to have the most defendable position, so I'm going to have all my men stock up behind these walls, while I'll have these firelock armed militia spread out a little bit, like in front near this church here. Well, actually that's a lie. Is it a church? Well, that's very surprising. Well, probably it's an Orthodox church, so no big deal. Righty, so Israelis. And what's also a bit sad is we don't have any deployable defenses as well, which is really weird because we usually start off with that. But once again, no biggie. So we'll spread out the men here, have the cover of the walls. While this Azar unit can hide in these woods to give us some sniper fire, and then this other Azar unit can do the same while having this general area to themselves. The Bashi bazooks can go behind the troops to give some melee support when the time comes. And finally, these useless, terrible warriors, I could just use them as extras, so I'll have them spread out at the bottom here. Actually, I'll have this one unit hole up somewhere. I want him to hole up in a building, but there are no buildings to defend. So, never mind. I'll just go with the original idea. I have them stock up down here, below these sets of hills, which are unscalable, which would have to force the enemy around, which I could easily do. I could easily just turn the men around as needed, but really this is a perfect position if they choose to just go forward, so I can just shoot at them as they come up and, you know, cause a lot of death and destruction, which I'm looking forward to doing, making these guys pay. That's what, you know, always happens when you get your stuff invaded. Right, on to the battle. And it says I do have some reinforcement troops coming in, just those guys from the port nearby, so hopefully yeah, here they are. They're nice and close by, so we're not, you know, don't feel that, you know, we're left out. So we have extra troops to come join us. I'll have them run up and help us out, and in the meantime everything is going quite dandy. So here is the Venetian forces. The only thing I have against these armies is only the regiment of horse and the line infantry. That's the only problem I have. Yes, I have 2 line infantry, which will, you know, tactically speaking, would defeat this line infantry. Like if I'm shooting at the front and then these guys are shooting from behind or something, so they're getting shot at by double the amount of troops. It's still just, you know, it's not the same because I have these guys to back them up. So these conscripts I don't have any problem with because they're conscripts. They're just, you know, pitchforks, but replaced with a really terrible musket. And oh, okay, and I forgot there's the Saker unit as well, which was fantastic for me, as because since they're only deployable artillery and they can't be moved, they are useless in this situation, so they're actually using the crew as well as extra fighting men to help out. So what will be great is to knock these guys out early and shoot them out, probably like in the first volley or a couple of volleys. I'll wipe them out quite quickly, then they're out of the fight, and then maybe if I kill the general, the morale drops humongously, and then I just have a sustained firefight with these guys, knock these guys out early with a flank attack, and then have a sustained firefight where I have just more guns than they do, while these guys I'll just have them overwhelmed by like a whole bunch of bashies, like attacking from the front and from the back and stuff. These guys, if these guys are so ridiculous enough to just charge ahead and get shot, then there's just extra dead bodies on the field. So let's just prepare ourselves. Now, these guys, I really don't want them to I do not want them to be like the linchpin of this battle, but I will use them to an advantage, just to have extra guns in the fight. So I will deploy these guys in certain defendable positions, and I can use them just to shoot and to fight at will, just to have, you know, some extra warriors to help out. So these boys, I'll have them hide here, just to shoot at them and stuff like that, just to get off some pot shots and then run away, and then have the Azars cover everything. Which leads me to believe that they'll probably amass more along this flank as compared to here, but it will still be fine if they come along this side, because I still have quite a strong position to defend from. So I will have these boys get ready here, so they have a better shooting position. And what's perfect is we have the wall to reduce their shots, reduce our casualties, and we have the woods to help us out, and also we have this hill advantage which extends our range and gets us our first killing shots. So let's see, they're being probably intelligent and sending these guys first to scout out where we all are, but that's fine, because hopefully with these two guys shooting at them, 60 guys with crappy matchlock muskets, let's see what we got. Let's see if they are lucky enough to knock these guys out the fight. It's only 18 of them, they won't do anything, but just let's hope we're lucky. Actually, I'm gonna have them not shoot yet. I'm gonna wait till they're nice and a little bit close, really like highest chance of success to actually shoot these buggers, and then we open fire and massacre them. So a little bit closer, a little bit, hold, now! Give it to them, lads, go! There we go. Right, see, in our terrible shooting, we took 13, 12, there we go, broken them. And now we'll keep shooting at them a little bit, and then shatter them. There, they're shattered, they're useless. Fantastic. And that was only one regiment of these crappy fire-locked armed populace, so we're lucky here in this regard. Come on, get off a couple of shots. No? No, not gonna do it. Okay. Never mind. Okay, see, very good, very good. I mean, of course, this is just routing out an artillery crew. Like, wow, what? Oh, is that epic? That's epic. That's an epic battle for you. But at least they have, you know, the woods to their advantage a little, so it can hide their shots, and these guys can reload and stuff like that. They're not going to do anything, as I said before, and these guys are going to massacre them. Even these conscripts are going to slaughter them, but at least, you know, maybe they can get off a shot and then run away before they can do anything. Just, they will help out to, you know, maximize their casualties and reduce mine. But of course, you know, these guys will probably get to them before anything, and so it might get a bit nasty. But let's just open fire now, see what happens. There. These guys will run away, and they'll just form up here. Right. See? Fantastic. And now they're in range of my Azars, which make very good snipers, so I could actually scare these guys off. And this is the main thing that I want happening, is to rout out these horses, because they will prove to be quite an issue. They'll prove to be quite a problem. Hopefully these guys just get there to their positions. Very good so far. So far we're doing quite well against the enemy, and hopefully we can scare off these horses, because we killed off quite a bunch of them. but they are staying in the fight, which is a little bit annoying, but that'll be okay. We can live with that. Right, let's switch around the regiment there, chasing my routing unit. So now we're opening fire on these guys, which are the line infantry. And this is very, very good, because also these guys are idiots and they can sustain humongous amounts of casualties. Especially with my Azor regiment, because they prove to be a pretty good sniper unit. So these guys will get run off and probably massacred, that's no issue. Right lads, come on now. Give it to them, lads! Give it to them! Good job, boys. Come on now. I see bullets flying, but not people dying. There we go. Good boys, good boys. Of course, they're inspired by this nearby unit, whatever. Alright, lads, come on now. Good. Very good, boys. Hold your ground, boys. Alright. We shall retreat here. Retreat to this hill up here. Good job, boys. Hold your ground, lads. And you see, like, our casualties are being very heavily minimized as what would usually go on. Okay, sneaky, sneaky boys. They managed to charge me from the back, but of course they won't last for very long, because there's very few of them and they'll get routed out. So, there, they're shattered. We've done it. So now back to our regular positions. We have no problems from any rear assault except from the general. So I will have this regiment of Bashis form up. I will also have this regiment of Bashis help out as well, because things could get nasty pretty quickly. But they are taking, this guy has taken casualties from my fire-locked armed populace, and now we can just charge in and hopefully scare him away. No, never mind. Oop. Alright. Alright, lads. We're doing, so far we are doing very, very well. Our firefight is going extremely well against the enemy. They're taking very, very massive amounts of casualties, while I'm taking little to no casualties. Now, of course, these pikemen have chosen to try and be sneaky and run around from the back. So I'm going to have these guys form a defensive line this way around to maximize our fire damage. The conscripts are staying steady. The general is taking quite a lot of losses and hasn't gone into battle, and we've routed out their cavalry. So far, the battle is very, very much in our favor. And the most elite unit, like quotations, elite unit, are their line infantry, while even only one line infantry regiment has been shooting at them, and we've been taking pretty, standard casualties. While this regiment, you know what, they've been sitting around for too long. So let's throw them out quickly to lend some support to knock these guys out quicker. And they can't come up from the front, so we are safe in the knowledge while we just shoot at these boys. Right, these Bashis, get in there. Go, 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 go. Azars, pull back here to give us some cover fire. And I will now launch a rear assault onto these guys, which are routing out, which makes me very, very happy, since we attack from the front and they're getting shot at. There we go. And we've also routed out we've shattered now the line infantry, which has now sealed this battle for us. See what I mean? All you have to do is just take control of the terrain, understand what's going on, and also the fact that these guys are absolutely retarded as well. It's the computer. You know, what's gonna happen? What are you gonna do? Somehow these guys are scaling up here, these conscripts, but they're not going to do very well for very long. So I will now send the guys who actually know how to fight into the fray, while my Azars and my fire-locked armed populace can lend some extra fire support to knock out the general. Hopefully kill him, which will really just seal the deal here. And as you can see, the deal has been sealed on this side. We actually slaughtered all the pikemen, which is absolutely amazing. So these Firelocked Armed Populace, you know what, you guys are getting medals all around. Medals all around. There we go. Excellent. Victory and honor to the Ottoman forces. And you can even have just basic Firelocked Armed Populace, and it could still make a huge difference. They can make a good screening for your troops. They can make good meat shield for the rest of the main body, and you could take as smaller and very, very little casualties as a result. So we've done very, very well. I hope actually I will get a general out of this army at some point. So we have a good, strong defense here. And they have no navy nearby, so unless they're cheap and they run across the border to Moria, not Moria, like Lord of the Rings. So let's see what we got. The battle statistics, of course, are Israelis. This 120, which had 77 remaining, these guys who took most of the fighting, got 98, so obviously the highest, and these Bashi Bazooks got 63. And they only took 5 losses. So you see, you know, even these Bashis, they know what they're doing. These guys can really hold their ground. While for Firelocked Armed Populace to get 18 and 19 and 25 kills, I mean, wow, that's really, really something special. At least for me, I'm enjoying this. So we've done very, very well so far. And they're cheap enough, so they run away. I'll just hunt them down and kill them and then retreat and defend Athens. So I'll just do that quickly. Of course, this port is blockaded. I am not surprised. I can recruit basic artillery. And here in Georgia, I'll just leave it be because it doesn't matter much to me. Actually, here, I shall build a madrasa to spread Islam here, and then eventually I'll build something to make them happy. Then, on this side, a couple of Israelis are on the way. I do not think they on their own can defeat them, but let me just see what happens. Maybe I can build up some experience for these guys. Yeah, that's barely anything. So, only 19 losses and we killed them all. I'm pleased. This is... And now we shall continue our march to Athens while the rest of the men can replenish. These guys did very, very well for reinforcement. And also now I shall build an ordnance factory as well. And for the army I shall also recruit. I shall now recruit some 9-pounder cavalry, 9-pounder artillery. So we have some artillery to help us out with canister shot and things like that to wipe out any more Venetian troops. And already, just life so far is actually quite alright. So let's quickly get our navy. Take out this Russian one. No, I did not want you. See, you need to be prepared, right? And I guess that's my fault. I didn't actually click on navy. So, all right. Now let me see what I'm up against here. A bunch of Indiamen, a 6th-rate brig, a 5th-rate. Yeah, that's a problem because I don't actually have navy. So let me throw in a couple of. Let me throw in a brig just with some experience, just to help out. Oh boy, keep clicking the army. Navy, okay. Attack Izmir. You, my friend, go to the school. Here, I shall build a school of poetry and a barracks. Recruit a bunch of Bashis to send and kick these guys out. And things are going quite well. Alright then, well, I'm going to end it here because we've seen a great battle, the defense of Athens, and it's gone very, very well. We wiped them out. We have extra reinforcements on the way. They'll just have to clean up the same as the rest of the army. And then we can launch an attack and kick the Venetians out of Greece itself and unite at least this chunk of Europe under Ottoman rule. On the eastern flank, we have defeated the Georgians, which in a very stunning move, even although we only lost a regiment of Bashi Bazooks, so that's no big deal because soon these guys will be retrained next turn. So it's no big deal. And then we will move on to invade Dagestan because they have no soldiers. They only have Islamic swordsmen and this guy. So we can move on and conquer Chechnya, Dagestan, and then we have a united front against the Russians from the northeastern part of the empire. And then I'll just continue to build up a defense when I have the funds here at Baghdad against the Persians, because I know they will come for me. So we leave at a pretty good point. We leave at a point where we are quite strong, we have a relatively good economy, and we have relatively good armed forces, despite the fact that most of them quite, militia-ish. So far we're doing alright. Once again, we will end on an active espionage, so let's see if we can assassinate some fools. I will try the same general, and he runs away. Alright, so that's useless. I will see you all next time. Otholar's gonna hizzle, hit me up, rate, like, and subscribe. I'm looking forward to seeing you all again once I get back from my trip. Peace, y'all.